So we have all of the fun props today. We have a ball, a soft ball. We have a loop band, and we have a long band. Now, as always, make do with what you have. If you don't have, say, the soft ball, we can use a pillow. If we don't have the loop and the long band, you can absolutely just use one or the other. Absolutely fine. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on the mat. Feet are going to be a good shoulder distance apart. And we're going to hold on to that long band for me, wider than shoulder width. So we don't want to be too narrow. From here, chin comes into the chest, belly button comes into the spine. And I really want you just to let that head roll down for me. Let the shoulders relax down by our ears. Let everything relax. And then let's roll up one vertebrae after the other, building up that spine and rolling our shoulders back. And again, chin into the chest, belly button into the spine. And for now, we're just holding on to that band, just going along for the ride and rolling all the way back up for me. Again, building that spine up, slowly does it, and roll back. And last one, chin into the chest, belly button into the spine, rolling down. One vertebrae after the other, and then rolling back up for me. Good, exactly. And when we get to the top, pop that head on straight, rolling our shoulders back. Now, from here, I'm going to get you to go ahead and ever so slightly toe those feet out for me. Still holding on to that band. I'm going to get us to squat down. And as we come up, I'm going to get you to reach the arms overhead. So we're going to inhale as we lower down, exhale as we lift up. And if we need to rearrange those feet a little bit, feel free to. As our arms come up, we're keeping our ribs into our torso. Good. As our arms come overhead, we're thinking about keeping our shoulders away from our ears. So we're really working into that, warming up that thoracic mobility as those arms come overhead, warming up that lower body. And with that breath, we're trying to get that pelvic floor to tap in at the same time. So we're inhaling, relaxing everything as we lower, exhaling through pursed lips as we pick up that pelvic floor as if we were taking that elevator ride up. Good, last one, and we're going to keep our arms overhead. Now, perhaps you have the shoulder mobility to be able to bring our arms further overhead. I don't. So I'm going to bring my fingertips just so I can see them in my peripheral vision there. From here, I'm keeping my arms as they are, as I'm just squatting down and exhaling to lift. So actually, this takes up quite a bit of not only shoulder mobility, but thoracic mobility to be able to have our arms up in this range of motion. Good, last one for me. And stay down. Small, tiny pulses in those legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Keep our arms where they are. Bring our toes slightly facing forward. We're going to keep tension on that band. We pull it across to the left side. Rotate that body slightly as we come all the way down and around. And keeping that tension on the band, we come up on that right side. Come over to the right side. Circle down and around. Keep pulling that band apart for me as we come all the way up on that left side. One more for me. So this feels such a good stretch. And come all the way around and back up. Lowering those arms down for me. Perfect. Now, from here, pop that band to one side. Now at this point, if you just have a long band and you want to wrap it around your knees, feel free to. I happen to have a small loop, so I'm going to pop that just around my knees for me, making sure that it's nice and flat. It doesn't get too skinny and end up cutting off my circulation. Now from here, let's go ahead and just come a little bit over to the left side. We're going to squat down for me. Chest is up nice and proud, just as if those arms were overhead like earlier. While keeping that tension on legs in parallel as we take a side walk. Good. just towards that right side for me, trying to keep in that athletic squat position. Coming back to the other side, toes face forward for me. Imagine you have a book on your head and we can't come up and down, otherwise that book's gonna go ahead and spill. Good. And your hands can just be wherever is comfortable, on your hips, in front of your chest, wherever's good. Good. Last 3 for me. Still keeping that tension on the whole time. Good. And last 2 for me. And last 1. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead. Once we reach that left side, let's come back to the center for me. Good. We're coming all the way up. And once we've done that, let's find our way down to the floor in that 4-point kneeling position for me. So come on down however makes sense for you. Before we do anything, I'm going to lie that long band, if we have it, just at the top of our mat. Again, if we don't have it, then we can take off that band in a moment and use it for what we're going to be doing. And then let's take that ball and just pop it at the end, just so we have everything organised for later. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves into that 4-point kneeling position. So the hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees are hip distance apart underneath of the hips. And I want you to think about lifting that belly button up just a little bit into the spine. So we're not sucking it up for dear life like we're at the beach, but we just have that nice connection to that back. So nice and neutral neck, no crinkles or creases in the back of the neck for me. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes into the floor. On our next exhale, we're going to hover those knees up off the floor as we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly let those knees come down. Take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to hover those knees for a second time. We hold. Imagine that your back has that tray of Starbucks. It can't move, otherwise we're going to spill those lattes. We hold for the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Now, 3rd time's a charm. Take a nice deep breath in. Organize that body again, and as we exhale, we hover those knees again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly tap the knees down, untuck the toes. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, channel our inner dog at a hydrant as we lift our right leg out to the side and inhale as we lower. Exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Now I really want you to think about coordinating your breath and that movement. Exhaling through pursed lips as we lift, inhaling through the nose as we lower. We have 4 more here, and 4, not letting that band bungee cord you back in. 3 more, good, and 2 more. And last one, can our legs stay to the side, and can we pulse up to the side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Just take a rest position just for a second. Maybe circle the wrists in one direction, circle them in the other, and then go ahead and come back into that 4-point kneeling position. We've got that other side to do. Take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, lift our left leg up like a hydrant, and inhale as we lower down. Exhale to lift up, and inhale as we lower down. We have 6, really using that breath. And 5, keeping both hip bones down towards that floor for me. So we don't want to be turning that left hip to the wall beside us. Good. And 3 more, keeping everything square to the floor. And 2, get ready for those pulses. And 1, we pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Again, taking that stretch back for me. A little active as we press those palms down into the floor for me. Take a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale, let that breath go. And then go ahead and down onto your tummy. So we can keep that band where it's at. If we don't have a long band, we can just take that band off of our knees and bring it into our hands instead. Otherwise, let's go ahead and lie down. Let's start by bringing our arms into genie arms and just resting our forehead onto our forearms. Really focus on just letting that ground take your body weight. Pubic bone is pressed down, belly button is lifted up. We're going to keep a little distance on those legs, so they're going to be shoulder distance apart. We're exhaling to lift the legs up, and we're inhaling to lower down. Now, don't worry how high we can get those legs. Think about how long we can get the legs. We have 4, good, and 3, and lowering down, and 2 more. Pubic bone is still pushing down into the floor, and 1. Can our legs stay lifted? And we pulse those legs out to the side. If we don't still have a band on, imagine that we do, okay? Think about small, tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Now grab hold of either our long band, or if we have that loop band, bring it into our hands right now. Our arms are going to be fully extended for me. And from here, making sure that our arms aren't too crunched into our ears. We want them a good shoulder distance apart. From here, neck is long. We raise our chest up off the floor and lift our arms on an inhale and exhale as we lower back down. And again, we go ahead. Inhale as we reach up. And exhale as we lower down. Now, if we're not using different muscles to help us bully our way through this, you notice our range of motion sometimes isn't actually that great. And that's okay, we're really getting that thoracic strength here. Good. And last one for me, can we stay lifted? Can we pull the band apart and bend the elbows down to our chest, reaching back up? Bend the elbows, bring the band down to our chest, and reaching back up. Now, are we nice and neutral with that neck? So we're still gazing down towards that mat. And 2 more. Our legs are on the floor completely. And 1 more. And reach and lower back down. Leave the band where it is. Grab that ball into hand. We're going to bring our left hand on top of the ball. Our right hand is going to be on top of our left hand. From here, we push down on the ball as we swan up for me. And we lower back down. Now, if this causes any issues at all in pinching into that lower back, then firstly, don't come up as far. And secondly, maybe we omit and take the ball away completely. Last one, and lower halfway down. We're going to free the right hand for me as we reach towards that right hip and bring it back. And again, we reach towards the right hip and we bring it back. And last one for me, and bringing it back and lowering down. Can we switch the order of the hands? Right hand onto the ball, left hand on top of our right. Push the palms down, bring our shoulders away from our ears. Remember, our pubic bone is pushing down, our belly button is bringing up. We come up for me and exhale as we lower down. Now remember, this isn't a neck exercise, it really is a back exercise. So we don't want that neck to be breaking from the line of our spine. Good, and lowering back down. Last one, can we stay lifted? Can we come halfway down? Free the left hand as we reach and tap towards the hip. And bring it back. And again, reach towards the hip. And bringing it back. And last one for me. Bring it to the hip. And back. And lower back down. Perfect. Let's leave that ball where it's at. And let's come onto our side. we're going to come onto a side propped position. So we still have that band on. So if you needed to bring that and bring it back around your knees, feel free to. So our elbow is directly underneath the shoulders, pushing away from the floor, lifting our oblique actively up off the floor. Those legs are going to be stacked and the heels are going to be in line with the bum. We go ahead, we open up just at the knee and control as we close. Now, as we close, can we make sure that we're not letting that band bungee cord us back in? We have 8, keeping our hips stacked, keeping our shoulders stacked. And 7, good. And 6, almost there. And 5, again control as the legs come back together. And 4 more, good. And 3, keep pushing away from the floor. And 2, lifting that waist up off the floor. And 1, can we keep the legs open? Can we pulse that knee back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we go ahead? Can we bring our knee to knee and our toe up to the sky, and our toe to toe and our knee up to the sky? And again, we have 8, and toe to toe, and 7, nice and slow and controlled, and 6 is our shoulder pushing away from our ear, and 5, good, and 4, that slow and control burns, it burns. 4 more for me, keep that belly button ever so lightly into our spine, and 3, and 2, and last one for me, stay open, pulse it back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down. Gorgeous. Now, can we go ahead and come into a propped position? So our elbows are directly underneath of our shoulders. We're tucking that tail for me. From here, let's bring both of our legs up into a tabletop position. I'm going to get you to extend our left leg nice and long. Now, our chest is proud, our tail is tucked. We push our shoulders away from our ears. Let's go ahead and switch those legs. As we switch and switch, we have 10 and 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs come together. Can we go ahead? If this feels good, extend both legs and bring it in. Can we keep our legs just wide enough to feel tension on that band? Now notice how as I extend my legs, I'm not rocking in that spine at all. If we can bring our legs a little lower and still do that, fantastic. Otherwise, stick to as high as you need to in order to keep that belly button into the spine and that lower back on the ground. Good, last one for me. And bring our legs into tabletop. Now, can we go ahead? Can we pulse the legs out to the side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the legs down. Now my back's going to be to you just for a little tiny bit, so no having a cup of tea. Our elbow is directly underneath the shoulder. Again, we're lifting our waist up off the floor. Legs are bent, heels are in line with the bum. Let's go ahead, let's open up at the knee and slowly close. Again, as we open and close, and we have 10, good, and 9, really keep those hips stacked for me, and 8, keep that waist up off the floor, and 7, shoulder away from the ear, and 6, looking straight forward, 5, and imagine if our head was the light bulb, then our shoulders are the body of the lampshade. Good, we want one to be sat over the other. Good, we have 4 more, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, stay open and pulse back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1, go ahead. Knee to knee, toe up to the sky, and toe to toe, knee up to the sky. And 8, good. And 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, stay open, finish off, pulse back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Ooh, give that glute some love. Let's meet on our back for me. Still with that band on. If we need to readjust and have it about an inch above those knees, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, let's go ahead and have our hips, our knees, and our ankles all in alignment. Arms are down by our side. Taking a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we tuck the tail, peel as we roll all the way up into our bridge, hips up, ribs down, and melting all the way back down. Tailbone comes down last. And again, we peel as we lift all the way up, squeeze those glutes, strong rear, and melting all the way back down. And last 3 for me, peeling to roll up. That sequential movement like that band-aid coming up off the skin. And again, we go ahead, we peel as we lift. And we melt all the way back down. And last one, we go ahead, we stay lifted. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can bring all of our weight onto our left foot, keeping our hips level, and bring our right leg up into a tabletop with a flexed foot. Lower that foot down and switch over. So we're going to do this weight transference. The whole time, remember, that tray of Starbucks, we want to keep nice and level for me. Good. And we have 10. Gorgeous. 9. Yes. And 8. Extra hard with this band on. 7. And 6. 5. 4. My band's beginning to roll. Good. 3 more. Relaxing the upper body. 2 more. And last one. Get those hips back up and then melt all the way back down. Gorgeous. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to bring our legs into a side-lying tabletop over towards the right side. I want you to see if we can open our upper body up into almost like a T facing towards that ceiling. So we're getting that little bit of spinal rotation. Again, working into that thoracic mobility. Now, maybe we don't come quite so far, and that's absolutely fine. Keep breathing here for me, trying to relax everything for me. Taking a nice deep breath in through our nose and letting it out through our mouth. And last one here, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Let that breath out. Now, on your next exhale, help our legs back through center and go ahead and let our legs drop over towards that left side for me. Again, see if we can keep the legs squeezed together. See if we can keep our hips and our knees facing towards the wall beside you and our chest and our arms facing up towards the ceiling. Again, 2 nice deep breaths. In through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And last one, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And go ahead, close our arm just like we're closing a book. Good. I'm going to get you to go ahead and just scoot back a little bit. So our back is lined up with the back of that mat for me. I'm going to get you to go ahead and bring that ball. So the ball is going to act as a little prop for us. Our legs are going to be fully extended on that diagonal. And then we're just going to bend that top leg and just place that top knee down onto that ball for me. So again, the ball, it really just acts just to keep our spine and everything in alignment. And it's a little bit challenging because it's unstable. So our neck is supported, hips are, shoulders are stacked, bottom foot is flexed. We're going to lift that bottom leg up and we're going to lower it back down. So you can notice how we have to keep everything nicely stacked We have to be using that breath and activating that core. Otherwise, we're going to go falling. We're going to go slipping and sliding. We have 8 and slowly lower. And 7. Let that lift really come from our inner thigh. And 6. Almost there. And 5. Good. And 4. Perfect. And 3. And 2. Last one. Can we stay lifted? And can we pulse that leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it back down. Gorgeous. Let's grab that ball and help ourselves up into that side-seated position for me. Now, I want you to imagine that you're sat side saddle on a horse. Legs are stacked. If that's uncomfortable and you need to come into more of a Z position, feel free to. We're going to hold on to that ankle with our right hand, and we're going to bring the ball over to our left side, and that left hand is going to go ahead and come on top of that ball for me. So keep the ball exactly where it is. We're going to reach our left arm up to the ceiling, pulling on that ankle, get as tall as we can as we reach over to our right side, only coming as far as we can so that we're keeping the height in our spine. Come all the way back, place the hand down, and then taking that little counter stretch for me, roll the ball away, reach over to that left side, and come all the way back in. Nice. Let's grab the ball and switch on to our second side. Exactly the same onto that second side for me. So let's hold on to the ankle with our left hand. Let's place that ball just to our right side. Bringing our arm up towards the ceiling, trying to get our bicep close to our ear, pulling on the ankle as we reach up towards the sky, and simultaneously pull over as we're lifting up and as tall in that spine as we can. Come all the way back. Right hand comes towards that ball, pushing and rolling the ball away as we take that counter stretch. Come all the way up. And then go ahead, keep the ball where it's at. Come on down to our propped position. So our head is being propped with our hands. Good, legs are going to be stepped on that diagonal. And let's bring that ball just about in line with our belly button as that top leg bends. And we place that knee just out of the way. Let's flex the bottom foot for me as we lift that leg up and lower down. Now, what would it look like if you were more concerned with how long you could get that leg as opposed to how high you could get it? We have another 5, good, and 4, almost there, and 3, perfect, and 2, and last one. Can we stay lifted and pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Gorgeous. Now, let's push on up to a seated position. We can finally take that band off. Let's come into that tall seated position for me. And if you need to have a little cushion just to take a seat onto, then feel free to. Otherwise, we're going to take that loop band and bring it over the arch of our right foot for me. Good, we're holding onto it with that opposite hand. Let's bring our right fingertips towards our temples. We take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we go ahead and we roll and rotate to that left side and control back. So we're just going to have that little counter twist. Exhale as we roll and rotate and control back. So again, we're getting some spinal rotation here. We're getting some strengthening it into that back. And we have 4, and back through center, nice and controlled. And 3, sitting up onto our sit bones. And 2 more, lovely. And last one for me. And we go ahead, unloop that band and bring it onto our left foot. Holding the band into our right hand, making sure our feet are flexed. left fingertips to our temple. Take a slight rotation to that left side. As we exhale, we row and rotate to the right and inhale as we back through center. Again, we have 5, nice and controlled, and 4, good, and 3 more, keeping the shoulders out for the ears, and 2 more, almost there, and 1 more, and back through center. Unloop the band, pop that band down for a moment, and place that ball in between our legs. We're going to bring our hands onto that ball, and that ball is as close to us as we need it to be. Take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we roll the ball forward, while simultaneously our belly button comes back to our spine. And we inhale as we build that spine up and roll the ball back towards us. We go ahead, we exhale as we come forward with that ball in those arms, and that belly button comes back and rolling all the way back up. And last one for me, we go ahead, exhale, rolling forward, and inhale as we come all the way up. Gorgeous. Place that ball to one side. We're done with the balls. So we can actually pop that completely to the side. Let's grab the band. We're bringing that band just onto the creases of our elbows as if we were Lady Di putting on our gloves. We're going to bend those elbows for me. So I'm in that kneeling position. If kneeling is uncomfortable and you want to come to a standing position, go ahead and do so. Palms are facing each other. Elbows are in line with those shoulders. I want you to think about our arms as goalposts. We pulse the goalposts out to the side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we keep open for me? From here, I want you to go ahead and rotate the palms towards you. We're going to extend at the elbows and bend. Lift the arms an inch and lower. Extend, bend, lift, and lower. Now the whole time I want you to keep distance with that band. So we're keeping that tension on that band for me at all times. Good. We have another 8. And bend and lift. And 7. And bend and lift. Again, keeping that tension on the band at all times for me. Good. Keeping our shoulder blades pinned back together like we have a little IKEA pencil in between our shoulders. Good. We have 3 more. And bend and lift. And 2 more. And bend and lift. And last one. And bend. Stay lift. And we're going to pulse up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. We're going to go ahead as we pulse open. So now our thumbs are to the side of the wall. Our palms are facing towards you. Still moving that whole goalpost for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower everything down. We can lose that band. Now, from here, let's go ahead and come into that push-up position for me. We're coming onto our knees. So our knees are going to be underneath of our hips. Our hands are underneath of our shoulders. We're going to extend our right leg nice and long. And we're going to come into a push-up. So we're going to inhale as we push up, leg lift. As we exhale, we come up and slide that right foot forward into that runner's lunge for me. Good. And again, same thing. So leg slides back, lifts up, we push up, and bring it through. And if you need to help that foot forward, feel free to. We're going to do one more on this side. Lift the leg as we arabesque that leg, coming out, gliding that leg forward. And we're just going to hold in that runner's stretch just for a little bit for me. Take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, pop that knee back underneath of the hip. Take a second. Let's reorganize the self. Let's lift our left leg up so it's parallel to the floor. As we lower our chest down, we lift that leg up. As we lift the arms, we slide that leg forward into that runner's lunge for me. Good. Again, bring it back to parallel. Coming into our push-up, lift the leg. As we lift our chest back up, that foot comes through into that runner's lunge. And last one, we go ahead. As we come down and lift and place that foot through. Again, we're going to hold that just for another breath. Take a nice deep breath in through our nose. Expand the ribs out to the side like an accordion. And exhale through the mouth like we're blowing bubbles through a straw. And last one, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Out that knee back. Now, I want you to bring our hands underneath of our shoulders. Our knees, again, hip distance apart. Let's bring our right fingertips just to our temple and our elbows out to that side wall. Let's rotate, so we're bringing that elbow down to the floor, and we're going to exhale as we're going to bring that chest up towards the wall and that elbow to the ceiling. Again, inhale and exhale. Again, that thoracic mobility, that theme that we've been working on. Good, that strengthening and that stretching. And last one for me. Good. And come back through center. Place that hand down. Left fingertips towards our left temples. We rotate down to the floor. And we exhale as we lift. Now, I definitely have more range of motion on this side than I do on my first side. Maybe you're the same. Good. It's perfectly natural. Lots of people have different little imbalances in the body, and it's really important. That's why we're working them. And last one for me. Good. And lower it down. Bring our hand down. Now, grabbing that long band or whichever band you have, come on up to a standing position, and we're going to finish pretty much the same way that we started. And we're going to see if we feel a little bit looser into that back of it. So we're going to hold on to that band for me. From here, bring our feet into a wide second. So we're going to come into our sumo squat and overhead reach. We're inhaling as we squat down, exhaling as we lift the arms. Inhaling to lower and exhaling to lift. Again, as our arms reach overhead, our ribs stay tucked down and our shoulders don't raise to our ears. Good. Last two for me. And last one, can we keep our arms lifted? Relax our shoulders back and down. I'm going to bring my fingertips in that peripheral vision. I'm going to inhale to squat and exhale as I lift. Now, I definitely feel a little bit less tight in that upper back for sure. Good. Last one, making sure our knees don't cave in. And one more. We're going to stay down and we're going to do small tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Have our toes facing forward. Keep that initial tension on that band. As we side bend over to the left side, turn and face towards the body. And we come up on that second side. And again, last one, over to the right side, keeping tension on that band at all times. Come all the way up and lower the arms down, chin into the chest, belly button into the spine. We can just lose that band on the floor. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae after the other. Come all the way up. And shrug the shoulders back. Walk our feet a little bit underneath of our hips for me. I want you to bring our left ear down to our left shoulder. Have the right palm facing forward and grab hold of that right wrist for me and give it a gentle tug down. So we're just getting that lovely stretch just in that neck and shoulder area. And come all the way up, shake it off. Right ear to our right shoulder, left palm faces forward. Grab hold of that wrist, give a little pull down. Take a nice deep breath in. And back through center. And look over to the left. And back through center. And over to the right. And center. Look down towards our chest. And up towards the ceiling. Head on straight. Shoulders shrug to our ears. Squeeze back, slide down, and last one, shoulders to the ears, squeeze back, slide down, and you are all done. I hope you feel fabulous, and I can't can't wait to hear all about it.